What's up everyone? We are back for another quick video update. In this video, I'm going to go over my 12 favorite KDP low and no content book styles. These are the 12 that I've really been doing the most as far as uploading. Obviously, the majority of my books right now are still composition notebooks and just your normal typical notebook or journal, but these are kind of the 12 total ones that I'm doing and experimenting with. So I'm just going to take you guys step by step and show you a few examples. So you guys have an idea of what to actually do and which ones maybe you want to get into. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into this in 1 second. But before we do, make sure you guys check the description down below. I'm actually going to put a list of these 12 notebooks down there so that you guys can, just go down there and check them out if you're in a rush. And there's also going to be links to any tools that we mention in this and my other videos. So that being said, we're going to hop into this. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning more about KDP or really anything with print on demand or selling products online. So the first example that we're going to take a look at over here on Amazon is our basic composition notebook. Now, if you type in composition notebook, obviously you're going to get a ton of different results, but just to show you guys, this is one example of a KDP low and no content one. This one's doing about 700 units per month. And I know that because I checked it in BookBolt just to get an idea, but there's a bunch of different ways that you can check that out. And I just want to show you guys how simple this style of notebook is. So if we click on this, let's take a look at the interior here really quick. What we're going to notice is super basic cover. This is something we could do in Canva or Google Slides or Adobe Illustrator if you have that. They've created one custom page here. This notebook belongs to blank. And then, one additional page here. And then as you guys can see, it's literally the interior is just graph paper all the way through. So this is a really simple idea. And we see the back is just, again, a black back cover with the ISBN that's generated in KDP's platform. So super simple way to get into it. We could keep going through and there's probably a ton of different examples here. But again, guys, this is a really, really simple way to get started. We can see some of the suggested ones, right? We have a unicorn one here. This is also a KDP book, and it says graph paper notebook, right? And they've put in here composition, and obviously they have a very creative design on the front. But let's take a look at the interior here, just to get an idea. And same deal. This one's even more simple. It's just graph paper. They don't even have a custom, page at the beginning. So they've just taken a design and they maybe added on this, and that's pretty much it. So that's the first one. I do a ton of composition notebooks. The next one we're going to take a look at is the activity book. Now, activity books, I will tell you guys, do take a little bit more work. We can see a good example here. This is a KDP low and no content activity book. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. I don't do a ton of activity books. I just have a couple of these just because they are so work intensive. But if you guys do spend the time here, this is a really great way to really tap into different niches. Now, one thing I want to say before we get into looking at the interior of this is that these different styles of books that I'm going over right now, it's just a starting place, right? Once you decide, hey, I want to create an activity book, that's where you really need to start doing the additional research to decide the niche that you're going to target. For example, this one is an activity book, but it's targeting the unicorn niche for kids, right? So then maybe we want to figure out what niche we want to target. Maybe we want to target dinosaurs or cars, whatever it may be. And that's where we're going to start doing more research. But just to give you guys an idea, let's look at the inside here. They have a really nice cover here. And as we can see, they have all these pages are probably going to be custom work, right? So we have 30 pages. And it looks like they're not going to show us any more than that, but we can kind of get an idea here. They have puzzles and coloring options in there. So you guys get the idea. This is definitely a book you're going to want to spend more time on, so be prepared for that. But this one again has, let's just check the BSR. The BSR on this is 351 in books. So obviously this book is selling multiple hundreds of units per month. So it's well worth it. So the second book's the activity book, right? Third one we're going to look at, this is an agenda. And again, there's a lot of different ways to do these. Let's take a look at one example. So this is a KDP agenda book, and let's go ahead and open this guy up. While this one's opening, let me know down below in the comments, guys, which are your favorite styles? What are you guys having the most success with as far as your KDP low and no content books? I want to know because I'm still figuring out what my favorite one is and where I want to put the most of my time and effort. So let me know in the comments down below. But let's take a look. This is a pretty cool cover. Now, the nice thing is with these covers, once you have a cover like this, you can easily change this out and put different styles around this, right? So they're doing, this is an agenda or planner, but we could easily take this text off of here and change this into composition notebook, right? Or notebook. So once we have the cover done, there's so many things we can do to just change it simply. So inside we have, obviously it looks like they're doing more of a calendar style here, but this could easily be an agenda book as well, right? And they've definitely spent some time in here. We can see that, we can do like our daily or monthly agenda here, weekly, etc. So you guys get the idea. They've done a lot of work in here to break this down. This does take time, but it is worth it. Again, this one, let's check the BSR to see how this is selling. So these are, okay, so this one's doing 26,000 BSR, so it's still going to be doing quite a few every single month. Let's take a look. We have a bunch of different examples down here you guys can see. Let's see what this one is. This looks like this is a simple planner. And it's taking its time to load up here, but here we go. And yeah, again, so they have a few custom pages. Yeah, same style. So this is actually the same artist, it looks like. So anyway, you guys get the idea. So that's kind of our agenda book, agenda or planner. Next one is the calendar book. This really falls in line, I mean, pretty much the same way that we would with an agenda book. It's just styled out more on a monthly basis, so it's kind of broken down more like you would expect with a calendar. And we actually see that same example, one of the same examples from the same guys, Pretty Simple Planners, is showing up here. But using calendar book is another way to actually capture the attention from a different audience or different niche. So I just wanted to bring this one up so you guys can see that there are different ways to phrase these, and you do want to think about both to see what people are doing in both. So let's go ahead and take a look at a different seller here and just see what they're doing on the interior. So again, this is the calendar book. So they've done a two-year planner, if I can talk. Let's take a look at the interior on this one. Okay, we have a nice cover. And obviously this is a very different style. This is pretty easy to do though, right? Phone book, name, phone. Interesting. Email. So this is kind of interesting. This is definitely not what I expected. But we can see that they're still ranking super well. So again, this is just going to show you guys there's still so much opportunity. This is not even really in line with what the cover is. And let's just see the BSR here. So this one's getting great reviews, and it's 14,000 in the books, almost 15,000. So this one's doing, still a really solid volume. So if we come in here and we create something with a much better interior, or maybe put a little bit more time into the interior, there's a lot we can do with this. So it looks like they're going for pocket planner on this one as well. So that's kind of our calendar book. This one's not really in line with it, but we saw in the prior example what really a calendar book would look like. Next one's going to be a coloring book. Again, guys, this is going to take a little bit more work. You can buy some templates out there, but let's go ahead and look at this guy right here. And these are very, very popular. You get a nice cover, and then you just need to put in there maybe 10, 20, 30 interior pages. I just want to check what the BSR is on this. So this guy right here is number 57 in books. So this one's obviously doing several hundred units a month, maybe even 1,000. Let's take a look. So we have a really cool interior. They're targeting coloring for girls, and inside we see that we have a bunch of cool pages in here. And these are pretty easy to do, right? So these could even be clip art that they've just taken a color out of. And just kind of line this interior. And this one, so it might take a little bit more time to do this, maybe an hour to create something like this, or maybe you get a designer to actually do it. But again, this is something that we can do, and there's a lot of room in this coloring book, space to come in and target a niche. Again, we can do dinosaurs, we can do cars, we can do adult coloring books, all these different kind of things, and really come capitalize in this, and find ways to really crush it in this area. So coloring books, that's our next example. The next one I want to look at is Diaries. Let's see if we can find a KDP diary in here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, here we go. Looks like this is one. Paperback. I'm not sure if this is a KDP one. I just want to look. Nope, looks like this is actually an audiobook, so we're going to go back. And I'm just looking to see if there's any good KDP examples here, but really in the diary niche, I mean, it's going to be a pretty simple interior. We just want to find ways that we can, again, niche this down to actually target, different sub niches that are going to be interested in keeping a diary, right? Let's just see. Won't spend too much more time here. Yeah, so I'm not seeing a ton of KDP ones that are ranking pretty high. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys the idea. Diaries are always something we can do as well. So I'm going to go ahead for the sake of this video and move on. The next one that I actually really like is the guest register book, because there's a lot of sub niches you can do for this. You can do an Airbnb guest registry book. You can do a hotel guest registry. People are doing wedding ones, funerals, etc. For example, right here, this one's ranking pretty high. This is a KDP one. And you guys can see, so they've done kind of a funeral and memorial services, remembrance book, right? So this is a really great way. And let's look at the interior here really quick, just to get an idea. So we just have kind of one page here, custom pages. And then, yeah, as you guys can see here, very simple, lined. Again, it would take a little bit of time to make something like this. Maybe we can buy a template out there somewhere, but this is another great way to create a unique style, and there's a lot of untapped potential in here and a lot of sub niches that we could target. You could do cabin, guest book, lake house, all kinds of different things here. So guest books are amazing. Next one is going to be logbooks. There's a bunch of different ways to do this. Practice logbook, driving logbook, maybe if you're like a truck driver or something. Yeah, here we go. Vehicle mileage journal. Let's take a look at this. And let's check out the interior. So they have a creative cover, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be a pretty simple interior. Let's wait for it to load here. Yep, so, okay, this one's pretty cool actually. So they have just a mileage log, date, description, location, odometer, start and finish. And it's probably just pages and pages of this. So again, once we have this design, we just put it on every single page and we're good to go. And let's check out the BSR just to get an idea. So it's got great ratings, and yeah, 49,000. So this one's still doing, definitely a decent amount every single month. So yeah, logbooks are awesome. There's so many different ways that we could, again, niche down in here. Maybe you could do a, diabetic. Yeah, here we go. Diabetes. So logging, your sugar intake. So all kinds of different ones here. So logbooks are awesome. Next one is going to be a sketchbook, obviously. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one right here. Mostly going to be blank interiors, but they have a very simple cover. Again, we could easily create this in Canva or something. And there we go. Now it's loaded up. Sketchbooks. And yeah, this one's literally just blank interior with maybe a line at the top so that we can write our date or something like that. So much that we can do here, right? We can just add like a little extra in here. So we could add like a little bubble in the corner with page numbers or with a date entry. So there's a lot of different options here. So sketchbooks are great as well. Next one is going to be planners. Let's look at one or two planner options. Planners are obviously a big seller and there's a lot of competition. But again, if you can find a way to niche down and really differentiate yourself, this is another awesome way to stand out, because we do have a lot, as you guys will notice, a lot that have kind of the spiral bound, which isn't something we can do right now with KDP. With the KDP platform, but let's see if we can find a good example. So there's a lot of competition here, but with planners, what I like to do is, I've been just starting to experiment with this, but is to use tangent templates. And I believe I'm already logged in. Let's see. Tangent templates, it's I've probably talked about it in some of my other videos, but it's a one-time payment. They have a bunch of interiors like this that you can just download. They're pre-made. And let's see, where is it? Yep, here we go. So they actually have some different planner styles that we can actually use. So we can do like an annual planner. I like the daily ones quite a bit. And the nice thing is that we can actually customize these. So for example, I can choose the trim size right here, the date, start, and finish range. I can even choose the different fonts. And then I can choose a few other options here. So if I want to show the day, show the date, etc. So this is a really, really great way to actually easily create planners, and then import those and obviously launch them on the KDP platform. So I'm not going to spend a ton more time here because I don't see any examples in these first few pages, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea. Again, we see this one that we saw earlier. So we can just use the templates from Tangent Templates, download them, create a unique cover, sub-niche down, and upload that to KDP. So 2 more examples we're going to look at is one, the prayer book. And I believe they actually have an example of this. Let's see. Tangent Templates has the sermon journal, so kind of similar. You know, kind of in line with a gratitude journal, right? Prayer journal for women. Let's take a look at this one. Not sure if this is KDP or not, but looks like it could be. 148 ratings. So this is 52-week scripture, devotional, and guided prayer journal. So this is pretty cool. They've got a little intro here. Yeah, this is cool. So again, there's so many ideas that we can really delve into, and you can spend your time, but this is definitely something we could make. Scripture and then kind of a reflecting zone. Oh, this is interesting. So very, very interesting. Oh yeah, this is cool. So they have a scripture on one page, and then the next page is just like some notes reflecting on that scripture, etc. So there's a lot of different things we can do here. And guys, the final one for the sake of this video, so it doesn't go on too long, is just a puzzle book. You know, these are little interior puzzles or little puzzle pages, kind of in line with our activity book, but you know, we could do everything from Sudoku. I think there's some puzzle generators. I don't think Tangent Templates has it, but if we just type in KDP puzzle, let's just see what comes up. I haven't personally used any of these, but I just want to see if there's some examples. Bum bum bum. Oh yep, I think this might be Jacob Bates's software. So yeah, guys, if you take a few and search, like there's some, like for example, these guys will generate interiors for puzzles. So we have Sudoku, crosswords, etc. If you guys have used this, let me know down below in the comments. I've never used this software, but I'm interested in it. Crossword puzzles. Yep. So anyway, you guys get the idea. So we can find, you know, interiors on here. I'll put a link to this down below. I don't have any affiliation with them, but I'll put a link to it down below. And yeah, again, just upload those. So let's go look at one of these Sudoku books, and we could easily put this in here. Let's take a look inside, and we just, you know, add some kind of creative, fun cover. And then on the interior, we're going to have some Sudoku puzzles. So, yep, they've got like 1 or 2 custom pages. And, oh yeah, this is super simple. So it's literally just a page. They don't even have anything around it with just some, you know, puzzles in here. So anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I hope that was helpful. I know that was a little bit of a long-winded video, but I just wanted to run through some examples of the different styles of KDP books and kind of show you guys there's so many different options out there. So once you choose a certain book that you want to do, then you can go in and create a sub-niche or target a sub-niche for that book and really go in and crush it, upload 5, 10 different types of books in there. So with that being said, let me know if I missed anything in the comments below, or let me know what you guys love using. Or what you're finding a lot of success in. And with that being said, we're gonna see you guys at the next video, but make sure you check the description below. I'll put a link to the tools I mentioned, so Tangent Templates and PuzzleWiz in this, and also a list of all the different, you know, books that we just went over. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about what I'm doing with KDP, Merch by Amazon, and really anything with selling products online. So with that being said, we will see you guys at the next video. Cheers.